Hey, what's up, comic book fans? Welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0. And as always, guys, this is your host, Mike Spider Slayer. And guys, we're getting ready to do another villains review this month. And this one is going to be about Lex Luthor. And this is Action Comics issue number 1. Now, here you can see this is a 3D cover, and it has Lex's battle suit on here. Really not too much moves around in here. It's just him in his suit in 3D and Superman in the background. Looks like he's getting zapped. This book is written by Charles Soule, and Raymond Bermudez is the actual artist in this book. Here we can see the art. It's pretty good. It's not bad. It's not the best art I've seen. Panels are average. Artwork is average. But here we can see we got the battle suit on there. Here's a good page. Here's some above average paneling here. I thought maybe it could have lacked a little bit of detail, but I don't think the best art was really needed in this book based off of the story. Not a whole lot of action in here. However, the story was phenomenal, and I enjoyed this book. And the story was so good that it overlooked really any flaws that the book had artistically. This book opens up here with Lex Luthor, and he is coming out of jail. So what happens in this issue is it takes place right before Forever Evil. So I was trying to figure out where this book might take place. If he, see him after a crime syndicate took over, and he's coming up with a plan to try to get together a whole bunch of bad guys to create the Legion of Doom or something like that, or did this take place way back in his history, or where this all took place. But again, this takes place right before his helicopter ride when he was negotiating a business deal with Mr. Cord. But first things first is we see him getting out of jail, and you see his face is all scarred up and he's all messed up, and we wind up seeing his what's it called, his administrator or his personal assistant. That's what I was looking for. And you get to see his personal assistant working with him, and she's all excited. She's like, "Oh, it's great to be with you again, Mr. Luthor." She's like, "I'll do anything to please you and to go by what you say." And he's like, "Of course you will." And the psyche in Lex Luthor mind is awesome. Just seeing him narrate this book, it was awesome. And you really, for the first time, really get deep into his mind. I think, really, since the New 52, I could be wrong. I don't read too many Superman books, but this was the best book that had Lex Luthor in it that I read, at least anyway. You really get to see how conceited he is. He gets constant phone calls from a guy who's threatening him because he wants to buy out his business for pennies on the dollar. And he's like, "Oh, just let him call back. Let him call back." And we can see that Superman, the one thing that's on Lex Luthor's mind is Superman. And that's all that's on his mind ever. And he's constantly so conceited. He's just like, he knows I'm getting out today. Why isn't he here? Why haven't I seen him yet? Why haven't I heard from him? So he's getting updates every hour. And you get to see him go into, beneath the ground in the Lex Corp, and you get to see him talk about maybe possible Superman clones, because it's been 5 years and they're undercooked and they're 5 years in the making, which is interesting. And then in the process, you get to learn about Project Ghost Town, which is a space shuttle launch, and you get to see what happens there. And it's kind of like this ploy to get Superman to rescue these astronauts. So it's this crazy thing that Lex Luthor came up with to create a failure for Superman, to make Superman look bad. In the end of it all, though, you get to see what happens to the astronauts, which you can kind of see on this panel, but how the story happens, I'm not going to exactly tell you. What happens to the assistant, and Lex Luthor is like, "This is the greatest day ever." and then you see him go on his 6 o'clock appointment with Thomas Cord right before the Forever Evil issue, and you can see that he meets his new assistant, which is Miranda, and he's just like, this is the best day ever. And again, it's right before Forever Evil, and he's just not going to know what hits him in the next couple of minutes. So this was a great story. I really liked this book. It was so fun to read. Just getting into the mind of Lex Luthor, how he thinks, how conceited he is, and what's up with these like clones of Superman. What's going on there? He is going to be the head of, I think, what happens in Forever Evil, how he's going to stop them, and I think he wants to defeat Superman himself, so he's going to do the next best thing and try to defeat this evil Superman, and so he can get back to playing his game with the regular Superman. Again, this was a great book. Guys, 2D, 3D, read this book. You're not going to be disappointed with it. I'm not going to give it a 5. The art was okay, but the story was really good, so I'm going to give this one a 4.5 out of 5. This is going to be a tough book to beat this week, because this is my first book that I read, but I loved it. Loved the book. So go out, buy this one. Guys, tell me what you thought of Lex Luthor in this issue. Was this book everything that you expected? Was it more, or was it a disappointment for you? So guys, as always, thank you for watching Comic Book Corner 2.0. Until the next comic book review, this is Mike Spider Slayer signing off. And guys, don't forget to vote on Road to the Comic of the Year. That's right, okay? So you get your vote on which comic you want nominated for Comic of the Year. So guys, as always, thank you for watching. Take care. See you soon. Bye.